Hi guys, Louis in his kitchen. Let's get me Elvis. Let's get me Elvis stuff back on the TV. I've had the haircut and I've dyed it black, guys. Let's get me glasses so I can put something on the TV. Now the kids are upstairs being very noisy. Guys, look, I've had my haircut. What do you reckon? Oh, so dyed it black, no more grey hair for at least 3 weeks. I'm going to put Elvis on. Now the kids are going to be out all day today, so now this might be a quickie because if the kids come down and start going crazy because they've got a cousin visiting. Morning Linda, morning Teresa. If the kids come in here and start being really noisy, I'm going to end it and wait for them to go. They're going in an hour. So let's see if we can get some Elvis on, even though this remote is pretty crap. Let's have a look. Let's get some Elvis on, guys. So how's everyone? I haven't told everyone yet. What do you think of the glasses, guys? Does it suit me? Do I look like Christopher Reeve in Superman? Do I look 10 years younger now I've got black hair? So let me just see if I can get Elvis on. Come on, let's get some Elvis on. This remote isn't working very good. Have a look. Right, okay. Right, I wanted to just talk to you a bit. There's a couple of things I'm doing at the moment. Right, have I got my phone? I need my phone. Phone. Let's get the phone. I've been reposting. Right, let's have a look. So let me get myself sorted. Right. Anyway, it's defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We defend Elvis and the bloodline at least twice a day. We're quite unusual because we do daily live streams, almost 7 days a week. At the moment, it definitely is 7 days a week. I'm 57 years old. I'm a lifelong Elvis fan. Been an Elvis fan since I was 4. And with Team Elvis, who are a small family and we are growing, we defend Elvis and Lisa and the rest of the gang together. And that includes Riley and Finley and Harper. Yeah, so it's all about the bloodline. So let me just tell everyone we're live because I haven't told anyone. So I'm not in a rush. Let me just tell a few people we're live. I know many of you are in America. Almost half of you are in America. Yeah. So if you're waking up, good morning. Get yourself a coffee. Hope you had a nice night's sleep. I hope you enjoy this live stream. It may cut short. Let's just see what the kids do. Right, let's have a look. So you guys are posting some great stuff. Now, don't forget, we've got a 24-hour chat line on our Facebook page, Defending Elvis Presley. So please join the Facebook page. Someone just posted this. Have a look. So this is from Lorraine. She's just posted that. Priscilla Presley says she has not quit the Church of Scientology. Well, we're going to have to look at that. Let's have a look. See, I haven't seen this. Is this Lorraine Chappell? Lorraine Roberts? Have a look. Now, when was this released? Has it got a date? Despite reports to the contrary, Priscilla Presley has not left the Church of Scientology. Her rep confirms on E! News. Hi, Christine Gardner. How are you? Welcome to Team Elvis. Over the weekend, the Daily Mirror reported that 72-year-old, who is believed to have been a member since the death of her ex-husband, Elvis Presley, told friends that she had quit the controversial religion. So this is obviously old because she's nearly 80 now, isn't she? So it's an old article. Okay, that's all it says. There's nothing else on it. Anyway, I just find I really enjoy reading your comments on the 24-hour chat. Many of you, we have Auntie Amy on there, of course, and all of you are on there just talking through the night. We've got Olga and Michelle. Let's have a look. Teresa are chatting at the moment. But if I really whiz back, many of you are posting brilliant pictures. Like here's a great picture of Danny Q with the twins. Yeah. Right, the kids may come in, guys. Let's just see what happens. They've got a cousin visiting. Right, kids, play in the lounge, yeah? Because, hi, beautiful girl. This is lovely. Hi, go in the lounge. There's lots of toys in there.
Where's Yasmin?
Yasmin's, I think she might be in the lounge or she's upstairs. This is Albiana, the first cousin of Talia. I mean, of Yasmin and Tino. So cute. So things are going to unexpectedly happen, like the kids, the dogs. Pretty normal. Welcome to my kitchen. Now, I just want to update you. I have been uploading my shorts. I don't know if you guys know. One of the things I have done for the last few years is making shorts. Yeah. Let me just shut that door. Elvis shorts. They're mini documentaries. Let me shut that door. So I've been making mini documentaries, most of them a minute long, for a few years now. It might be 2.5 years. I think this is how I established myself as an Elvis channel. Eventually, we evolved into doing live streams, which is another story. There's a reason that I started doing live streams. So I've been trying to post more videos on the video channel. So if you look at this, you've got videos, you've got shorts, you've got live, yeah? And I mainly post everything on the lives, yeah? Obviously, as we do a live, it automatically goes on to there. But what I'm trying to do is increase the videos that are going on to my videos. So they're on, you can see it at the top. And I want to post more shorts. And then that encourages people to subscribe. It also, I think it gets people to watch the lives, because the lives, I've been posting the lives onto the video section so that different people can watch the lives. Because what I find is that when I post a live onto the video section, you get different people watching it, different comments, obviously more subscribers. So what I'm trying to do, hi Thea, Isagala, Ospais. Yeah, so we've got Thea, Pavlu. So yesterday I decided I'm going to start reposting my shorts. And so I've been doing that. I've done about 11 of them. So look, if you look, I've been reposting the shorts, but I'm seeing them from a different point of view now. Yeah. So I'll give you an example. One of the shorts, let's just look at the, right. So let me just play one. I'll play it. Now I'm changing the title. Now remember, when I first made these shorts, we were not defending Elvis Presley. I didn't know that much about the wrongdoing of Priscilla. Yeah. So my point of view when I was making these shorts, a year ago, 2 years ago, was very much, I was trying to be very fair to Priscilla. I knew that there'd been wrongdoing, but I didn't realize just how bad it was. So when I was doing these shorts, I was sort of saying, come on, let's not be nasty to Priscilla. Let's try and forgive her. Let's be more understanding. Let's not hate on Priscilla. I was very much sat on the fence, trying to calm the hate that was coming in from the comments about Priscilla. Now, obviously, now that we're defending Elvis Presley, I've opened my eyes. I've done a lot more research. You guys at Team Elvis have really helped me with my research. So now I understand that there is serious, very serious wrongdoing. I now understand that this book is a pack of lies, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. And I also know now that this book, let's try and get it on camera, is truth. And this book has an alternate reality on the truth of Priscilla as a child, you know, as a teenager in Germany. Yeah. So the point is, I'm reposting these shorts, but I'm now seeing them from different eyes. So when I posted them then, everyone took about 5 hours to make. They really did take me a long time to make these because I had to tie in videos and pictures. Hi, SK. SK, I'm just showing Elvis Police, yeah, that my view on Priscilla changed because of the fans, because of the subscribers, because of the members, because of the comments I was receiving, hundreds of comments that were trying to educate me and tell me the truth about Priscilla. I started to think, and my wife was saying to me, and my brother, my twin brother, was saying it to me, that I need to look into these comments and see if there's any truth to it. So when I did start looking into the truth, when I started realizing there is a lot of wrongdoing from Priscilla and the Memphis Mafia, but mainly Priscilla, I'd already made these shorts. So thousands of these shorts, I made about 4,000. Thousands of these shorts were actually being very fair to Priscilla. So I'm reposting these shorts, but I'm changing the title. So the title of this one is called "We Must Defend Elvis Against the Lies." We must defend Elvis against the lies. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it, and then
let's see. What was his life like this last year, for instance? He would stay up in his room for 1 week, 2 weeks at a time, popping pills, getting out of it, just trying to get away from the world. There was only two people that Presley ever really could rely on, who he really loved. That was his mother and his wife. Colonel Tom Parker, his Peruse, Bengali, whatever you wish to call him, was a very, very dramatic and strong influence. I mean, after all, this was a man who started him off, or who indeed not started him off, but at least saw the massive potential in his sensational, charismatic talent. But his mother and Priscilla Presley were the two real things he loved in his life. And when they went, it appeared that he had no real rudder. After his mother died and he was divorced. After his mother died, he went into a depression and some kind of decline. Soon after his mother died, he married Priscilla, who, I would say, to the day he died and to the day she died, I'll say they always loved each other very, very much.
I mean, that, can I just say that guy is an idiot. He is an idiot. SK, thank you for your compliment about my shorts. I'm very proud of my shorts, but because I was more trying to be kinder to Priscilla, many of the facts are wrong in my shorts, but it doesn't matter because as I repost them, I will change the title so that we can re-look at these shorts from a different perspective. Yeah. Now I have no idea who that guy is. I'm guessing he may have wrote a book. I'm guessing he was doing the rounds, doing interviews on these news shows, slagging off Elvis. I don't agree with almost anything that he says, but the reason I uploaded that short again was because we need to expose these people that are slagging off Elvis and portraying Elvis in the wrong light, that are twisting the truth. Many of the points that man said are just bullshit. Yeah. It's headline grabbing nonsense. He's doing it for money. Yeah. And at the time when he did this, I'm guessing it was the early 80s, everyone believed him. Everyone believed how extreme things were. And I just think it turned people against Elvis, give Elvis a really bad image and reputation, and made Priscilla look the innocent victim that had done no wrong, when we know Priscilla had done some serious wrong. So bit by bit, we are gonna go through these shorts There's thousands and thousands, so it's going to take a while. Now today, this morning, I wanted to just go through some of these shorts with you, but I have found on a Facebook page a very, very telling news article, and we're going to do this on part 2. I don't want to do it now because this article is going to take me at least an hour to go through and break down. But have any of you seen this? Priscilla Presley emerges. It's going around on the Facebook channels. Yeah, now I've already read it, and I tell you what, I am horrified by the things in this, horrified. And we are going to break it down in detail and analyze it and review it. I'm also going to use the Piers Morgan interview to compare, because she literally is telling a pack of lies in this. Now, this is a proper interview that she gave. She clearly is damaging Elvis's image and reputation and harming his legacy in this. Clearly, guys. And every time I read another sentence, I was horrified. Now, because the kids are here, I don't want to start doing this because they're just going to spoil it. Because they're going to come down, start shouting. I know they're going out with their mother soon to see their cousins and their friends. So I'll probably carry on doing a review of these shorts that I'm uploading and end it, let them go, and then come back and do a part 2 almost straight away. Because my wife's out all day, we're going to do a couple of live streams today. So yeah, Emily, thank you. Look at the hair, look. I've got the Elvis hair going on. Yeah? Do you think I look like my dad now? Look, I'll show you my dad. What do you reckon, guys? Do we look anything alike? Bearing in mind, I'm 57. I think my dad in this picture was only about 19. So, yeah, the black hair is back. I do like my hair black, actually. Perfect for going to some events. I'm definitely seriously looking at different Elvis events at the moment, trying to decide which ones I'm going to go to. I'd love to meet some of you guys at some of these Elvis events. Seriously, guys, I would love to get together with you guys. Many of you in America, Australia, Canada, Spain, Sweden, Norway. There's just so many different countries that you guys are in. Obviously, loads in the UK now. Our UK subscribers are really increasing. So thank you to the people that bought me coffee. Appreciate it. Hi, kids. How we going? All right? Right, just right. If you're going to put that on, just have it on very low, please. Or you can go in the lounge. Oh, so when you go, all right. As long as you keep it low volume, I don't mind. You can watch it there. Right.
It's on 0.
0. That's good.
No,
right. All right. Have it on 3. 3 is good. Right. So I'm going to play you. I'm going to try and go through these shorts one at a time that I posted last night. So here's one here, okay? Let's press play.
Close to your father?
Yes.
It was a daddy-daughter kind of thing?
Yeah, very much.
What was he like as a father?
Very, adoring, very sweet, very,
Right, just
I knew that he was crazy about me.
Did he ever sing with them?
Not with, he'd have me sing for him on the table or, sing.
Jump on the table and he sing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know what he was to the world at 9?
Yeah, I in some weird way, I definitely got sort of grooved into the whole idea early on. So I don't know how that happened. That was my life. I didn't know any different.
Close to your father?
Yes.
Love that one. That is one of my favorite. That is one of my favorite. The title is Lisa Marie Presley, Were You Close to Elvis? She really describes beautifully just how close they were. You can feel the emotion in her. Right, let's go to the next one. Okay. Let's get on the section. I'll be honest with you guys. I love watching them. Right, there's a Christmas one here. Come on, let's do an early Christmas one.
You always here at Graceland have a big staff?
Yes, we did. We had a staff, in fact.
It's not a huge house. It's a nice size house.
It's a nice size house. But you have to remember, when he bought it in 1957, this was an incredible home. It was a mansion and like a plantation.
What did it cost?
What did it cost? About $100,000. Very expensive.
Let's head to the kitchen.
we had some great meals here. This was really the focus of all of our gatherings.
And good cook.
Oh my goodness, yes, good Southern meals. Absolutely.
I love this kitchen. This was for its time.
This
is an incredible kitchen.
And this was an actual working kitchen. I mean, this place was packed all the time. We had cook full time, cooking all the time.
Oddly enough, he really hadn't changed that much. He still enjoyed the companionship of his family and friends at dinner time. And it wasn't uncommon for 10 to 12 of them to be around this table when dinner was served. And that was usually around 9 or 10 in the evening.
So, I mean, it's beautiful. I know that Elvis loved Christmas. He made a big thing of Christmas. He made sure he decorated all the house, all in front of the house, the driveway, everything. It was very important to him. And like someone told me that Elvis started Christmas in November. Yeah, but this is the bit that I'm trying to say. It's all right, as long as it keeps the volume. All right, doesn't matter. Right, right. So as long as, let me just play the next one a minute.
I wanted to be with him because if I left him again, that fear always came in. I'm going to lose him.
You wrote in your book that one of your greatest worries was about his co-star, Anne Margaret.
Yes, that's true. I knew there was an affair.
And did you confront him?
If I confronted him, he'd deny it.
Or get mad?
Well, that's usually what happens when you're caught.
So you lived with that?
Yes.
You wrote, Elvis controlled your looks, your clothes, your hair, your makeup. He controlled you totally. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm. I was definitely under a spell of what I thought was love. And I had to take responsibility for that too. I knew nothing else. I had nothing else. I had no experience, not even in life, but with other people.
So you got to remember, why do I play that particular clip?
I had to be with him because if I left him,
I mean, that clip, there's so many points in that clip that I can point out that are just so wrong on so many levels. It's all about making her seem like the victim, making Elvis look like the bad guy. Obviously, her worries about Elvis and other things. So, okay, mate, I'll make you a sandwich. Right, I'm going to play something for you guys. Sorry about the noise, but don't worry, a bit of noise ain't gonna matter, because I think what I'm gonna do to try and make it easier, I'm gonna play the longer version, so then I'm gonna play the longer version, and then I'll make them a sandwich. But remember, at 11 o'clock, so in about half an hour, we're gonna do a big show for you guys, a big show. So let's just click it on. Let's just get it up, guys. So it's 10:22 a.m. at the moment. I'll read your comments while
very surprised. I mean, I never got involved with his financial
here we go.
Situation. And when he did die, and we were allowed to see, what was left and what was there, it was a shock.
Years after Elvis's death, Priscilla, as Lisa Marie's guardian, took control. She successfully fought for state legislation to ban the profiteers. She organized Elvis's treasure trove of personal belongings. Even his plane came home to Graceland. But her decision to open Graceland, Elvis's home and final resting place, was controversial.
You
got some resistance from some people about that, didn't you?
I got a lot of resistance.
Why?
It's almost sacred in a way that people look at Elvis and look at his home, which I can understand because I had those same feelings.
It was like a lot of makeup, and at that time in the 60s, especially 63, 64, heavy makeup was very much the thing.
Elvis would take me into his bedroom, and then we would kiss long, deep, passionate kisses, and his caresses would leave me weak with desire. Yeah, it's true. Yet he never tried to go further than kissing her. No, he didn't. There was an agreement, I guess, he made with himself that the woman that he decided to take for his wife, he was going to keep her that way until he married her. Keep her a virgin no matter what. Right.
Do you wish, Priscilla, in a way that you had never got divorced from Elvis, and do you think that his life would have been different if you'd stayed together?
Gosh, to be honest, I think we were better not married. We had a great relationship. He would come over to my home at all hours of the night, talk. It could be 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I would have my daughter, or wake my daughter up, be with us at some of that. My mother, the same thing, although Lisa had to go to school. He would come alone sometimes, and sometimes bring Charlie Hodge, one of his guys that worked for him, or someone else, and we would just sit and talk, and he'd bring him books, and he'd read books to me. And he left me with quite a few books as well. But everything just seemed to be more relaxed, more at home, when the tension wasn't there.
Amanda Andrews on Facebook asked if you could go back, would you still have divorced him?
Oh, gosh. You know, my daughter gave Ellis and I the biggest compliment on national television when she said, the question was from the host of the TV show, I think it was Extra. I'm not sure if it was her. But she said, when they asked her, how did she feel when we divorced? And my daughter said, I didn't know that we were divorced. So it was quite a compliment to us.
I wanted to be with him because if I left him again, that fear always came in. I'm going to lose him. You wrote in your book that one of your greatest worries was about his co-star, Anne Margaret. Yes, that's true. I knew there was an affair. And did you confront him? If I confronted him, he'd deny it. Or get mad? Well, that's usually what happens when you're caught. So you live with that? Yes. You wrote, Elvis controlled your looks, your clothes, your hair, your makeup. He controlled you totally. Is that accurate? Mm-hmm. I was definitely under a spell of what I thought was love. And I had to take responsibility for that too. I knew nothing else. I had nothing else. I had no experience, not even in life, but with other people.
Well, you always here at Graceland have a big staff?
Yes, we did. We had a staff, in fact.
It's not a huge house. It's a nice size house.
It's a nice size house. But you have to remember, when he bought it in 1957, this was an incredible home. It was a mansion and like a plantation.
What did it cost?
What did it cost? About $100,000. Very expensive.
Let's head to the kitchen.
we had some great meals here. This was really the focus of all of our gatherings.
And good cook.
Oh my goodness, yes, good Southern meals. Absolutely.
I love this kitchen. This was for its time.
This
is an incredible kitchen.
And this was an actual working kitchen. I mean, this place was packed all the time. We had cook full-time, cooking all the time.
Oddly enough, he really hadn't changed that much. He still enjoyed the companionship of his family and friends at dinner time. And it wasn't uncommon for 10 to 12 of them to be around this table when dinner was served. And that was usually around 9 or 10 in the evening.
What was his life like this last year, for instance? He would stay up in his room for 1 week, 2 weeks at a time, popping pills, getting out of it, just trying to get away from the world. There was only 2 people that Presley ever really could rely on, who he really loved. That was his mother and his wife. Colonel Tom Parker, his Peruse, Bengali, whatever you wish to call him, was a very dramatic and strong influence. I mean, after all, this was a man who started him off, or who indeed not started him off, but at least saw the massive potential in his sensational, charismatic talent. But his mother and Priscilla Presley were the two real things he loved in his life. And when they went, it appeared that he had no real rudder. After his mother died and he was divorced. After his mother died, he went into a depression, some kind of decline. Soon after his mother died, he married Priscilla, who I would say to the day he died and to the day she died, as I will say, they always loved each other very, very much.
Close to your father?
Yes.
It was a daddy-daughter kind of thing?
Yeah, very much.
What was he like as a father?
Very, adoring, very sweet, very.
I love this.
I mean, I knew that he was crazy about me.
Did he ever sing with him?
Not with, he'd have me sing for him on the table, or sing.
Put you up on the table, have you sing?
Yeah.
Ah, so cute.
Yeah.
Did you know what he was to the world at 9?
Yeah, I in some weird way, I definitely got sort of grooved into the whole idea early on. So I don't know how that happened. It just was, that was my life. I didn't know any different.
Lovely. I love that. So I'm going to keep playing a few more, guys. So obviously we are going to review and criticize all of that. Many of the things said in those shorts, I don't agree with. Many of the things in those shorts. Bit by bit, we will break them down and we will dispute all the weird stuff. That guy, I have no idea who he is. That guy in that, the one that we're all unsure who he is. Right, let's play some more, guys. So let's go to the. So just so you know, if you're not aware of it, you can all go and watch these shorts. There's thousands of them, guys. Just go to the short section of our Defending Elvis channel on YouTube. They're also on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So I've posted them everywhere, and I've been making them for about nearly 3 years. I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them. So if you want to join the Instagram or the TikTok, the links are in the description. Let me just try and show you. Let's see if I can get it up. I'll just try and show you guys, because I know a lot of us aren't very good on social media, are we? We're not like really. Even me, I'm not very good at it. So you go to. Let's have a look. So you've got a section here. This is the Defending Elvis channel. And if you look on, you can see the little pencil, which is there. Yeah. You click on that. So I'll click on it. And then have a look. No, that's not the right one. Let's have a look. Let me just find. Oh, I know. You click on this. So you click on that bit. So let's click it. So when you click on it, it gives you all the links. So you have the link for Instagram, TikTok. You have the Buy Me a Coffee, join the channel, Facebook, X. So you can just join that. It's all completely free, guys, to join the Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook and X. Yeah. That way you know, it's all on YouTube anyway. So yeah, and I've got my hobby channel, which is where I restore classic cars. I don't know how many of you know. My other hobby is restoring classic cars, mainly Beetles, Volkswagens, and camper vans. And I also have a family channel, all my family stuff I do with my kids and my wife. And also we have my diet channel, my carnivore keto diet channel. It's all on here. So the best thing is when you buy me a coffee. Yeah. So did we get them? Just to have a look, see if we had any new members sign up last night. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Obviously, we've got the kids are behind, so they're having fun back there. Well, let's have a look. So I'm just going to see if we had any new members last night. Every now and then, right? So the last 10 members is Joanne, Debbie, Boylan, Linda, Elaine Stevens, Ilulu, TRK, Ubu, Lorna, and SK. Around 10. Thank you so much for joining, guys. We're trying to get it to 100 members so we can do members lives. We're going to start doing a members live probably twice a week. Once we hit the 100 figure, it's only $1. It's nothing to join. It's really cheap. I've set it at the lowest amount on purpose so we can build up the membership. So thank you, guys. And anyone that sent me a coffee or sent me a super thank you, a super thanks, I really appreciate it. So kind of you. It just shows me you like what I do. So let me just play some more of these shorts. Let's go to where the shorts are. Content, shorts. So I uploaded 11 last night. Let's have a look. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to preview you a couple more of the shorts that I didn't upload. So these are ones that I have not uploaded yet. We'll just do one at a time. Now remember, when I made these, we were not called Defending Elvis. So you may be shocked some of the things that are said. Right, how Elvis proposed to me, okay?
It was around Christmas, and Elvis was really, really excited that night and very enthusiastic. And I thought that it was basically because he always loved giving gifts. It was a really happy time. And he had something behind his back. He wouldn't let me see. He goes, "Okay, I want you to close your eyes." And he got on his knees. And he says, "I want you to open this." And then I opened up the box, and it was this beautiful, beautiful engagement ring and wedding band and a ring with diamonds all over. And I was absolutely shocked. You know, it's time for us to get married, he said, you know, and there's like just sweetness all over. And we hugged, and when I came down, he was showing my hand to everybody. And he was just really happy. And that's when we basically made our announcement that night. Well, it was about time, right? Yes. But 21 was a good age to get married. Yeah.
So, obviously, you will have many views on that. The parents are in there, Priscilla's parents. I know because of Child Bride, of course, you guys have strong views on the parents. Let's go to the next one. Right, let me just get it up. Even me, I have forgotten a lot of these. Seriously, I'm like, because I made them quite a while ago. I remember that it took ages. I remember each one took 4 or 5 hours. I do remember very well. Let's have a look. Because what it is, you're piecing together a lot of video clips, a lot of pictures and audio, but you've also got, I was adding editorial, and I had to make the pictures move to, you know, like they're spinning, like the way they do. I did that on purpose so that YouTube wouldn't copyright me. So I was changing the things and moving things around so that YouTube would allow me to play these old clips. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. So you'll like this one. So Elvis Presley. So this has got Nancy Sinatra in it. Nancy Sinatra. We all like Nancy Sinatra, don't we? Is it going to play? Let's have a look. Go back. Do any of you like Nancy Sinatra? Don't know why that jumped out. That right? Okay. Are you any Nancy Sinatra fans out there? Come on, play it then. Well, I'm clicking on it. It's not playing it. Let's have a look. Let's try again. So we go shorts. Okay, let's see if it comes back. Right, here we go. Let's see if it's going to work. Let's just pray it first.
Did you and the king ever get it on?
I wish I could say yes, but no.
Oh, really?
No.
I heard that you
No, let me just press
Each other back around 1968.
You did? Oh, that's neat. No, didn't happen.
How come? No chemistry?
When I met him, I was 19 and
I'm gonna let
engaged
it
to
play
Tommy
twice.
Sands. And when we did the film, he was married and pregnant.
I don't get to meet that many people who knew Elvis.
You mean, did we sleep together? I could bring it up because it didn't happen. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. He was a great kisser.
He's a good kisser?
Yeah.
The king could kiss. We all know that. I've seen the movies. You can
Yeah.
tell that in the movies, yeah. But what was he like as a person? You know, so he was a good kisser.
Funny, and
Yeah.
sweet, and fidgety. He would always be moving, either his foot.
That's my
And he smoked these long,
cigarellos.
Yeah.
Cigarellos. I've seen pictures of him smoking those.
yeah.
Did you and the king
Hey,
ever
again.
get it on?
I wish I could say yes, but no.
Oh, really?
No.
I heard that you romanced each other back around 1968.
You did? Oh, that's neat. No, didn't happen.
How come? No chemistry?
When I met him, I was 19 and engaged to Tommy Sands. And when we did the film, he was married and pregnant.
I don't get to meet that many people who knew Elvis.
You mean, did we sleep together? I could bring it up because it didn't happen. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. He was a great kisser.
He's a good kisser?
Yeah.
The king could kiss. We all know that. I've seen the movies. You
Yeah.
can tell that in the movies, yeah. But what was he like as a person? You know, so he was a good kisser.
Funny, and
Yeah.
sweet, and fidgety. He would always be moving, either his foot.
That's my
And he smoked these long,
cigarellos.
Yeah.
Cigarellos. I've seen pictures of him smoking those.
yeah.
Look, I quite like that. I quite like that. I am a fan of Nancy Sinatra, and she actually follows me on Twitter. So Nancy Sinatra is one of my followers. So she must like, because I've done quite a few videos with Nancy Sinatra. Okay, let's go to the next one, guys. Now this one is going to be a bit of an eye-opener. This shows that Billy, cousin Billy, did not like Ginger Alden. Did not like. Now, how many of you guys here are Ginger Alden fans? I know many of you really like Ginger Alden. Who was messaging me? Oh yeah, Vincenzo. Vincenzo is a big fan of Ginger Alden. So it's complicated, isn't it? Because obviously this book has said things about Ginger Alden. So many of you have strong views if the engagement is genuine, if the marriage was genuine, if Elvis really did intend to have kids one day with Ginger Alden, if he would ever fulfill his promise and marry her, if he did promise it. She says that he said they were going to get married at Christmas. Do you believe that? Was it a genuine relationship? It was only 8 months. So you guys have strong views. She does seem lovely. Her book is lovely. She's had many recent interviews, even in the UK. She always speaks highly of Elvis. She's got her own Facebook. She does answer questions on her Facebook. She's very honest. So, but 8 months isn't long, is it, guys? Only 8 months. And Elvis, when he was with her, was going through some major problems with Priscilla, with the second divorce settlement, with being over-medicated, being chronically unwell, chronically sick, and also the Memphis Mafia book, Elvis, What Happened, had been released. So there's rumors that she just wanted to go out and party, that because she was only 20, that they weren't suited because Elvis was much more calm and settled at 42, 41, 42. So, you know, people's views on Ginger Alden are not straightforward. I like her. She seems lovely, but it isn't straightforward, guys. And she did do a few things after Elvis died. She made a movie. She did modeling. So it isn't all straightforward. It isn't straightforward when it comes to Ginger Alden. Some people have a beautiful view that one day they would get married and live happily ever after, and that Elvis only truly loved Ginger. Other people think that the whole relationship was completely fake and she was too young. So strong views, guys. I'm going to play a couple of Ginger Oldham videos, okay?
Ginger came on the scene. Ginger Oldham. Ginger is a very pretty woman, and she was young. Here's a 22-year-old that's got a lifestyle that she likes, and here's a 42-year-old that's done everything in the world, and not too much interested in him anymore. She acts like she don't want to be around sometimes. I said, Ginger likes showing you all the fact that she's going with you. She wants her family to meet you, her friends to meet you, and she enjoys nightclubs, pool parties. In order to hold her, you've got to go to her lifestyle and not so much expect her to do all yours. Experienced the whole year of him and Ginger, and I am sick to the bone of it. And I told my wife, I said, I am sick of it. I said, I wish he would ditch her, get somebody else. I said, but nothing you say seems to change his mind. I've just about had it. I said, I just can't handle it. She said, look, I never will forget that because it stood out. She said, just bear with him. She said, because, you know, we might not have him long. Ginger came on the scene. Ginger Oldham. Ginger is a very pretty woman, and she was young. Here's a 22-year-old that's got a lifestyle that she likes, and here's a 42-year-old that's done everything in the world and not too much interested in him anymore. She acts like she don't want to be around sometimes. I said, Ginger likes showing you all the fact that she's going with you. She wants her family to meet you, her friends to meet you, and she enjoys nightclubs, pool parties. In order to hold her, you've got to go to her lifestyle and not so much expect her to do all yours. Experienced the whole year of him and Ginger, and I am sick to the bone of it. And I told my wife, I said, I am sick of it. I said, I wish he would ditch her, get somebody else. I said, but nothing you say seems to change his mind. I've just about had it. I said, I just can't handle it. She said, look, I never will forget that because it stood out. She said, just bear with him. She said, because, you know, we might not have him long. Ginger came on the scene.
So I've got another Ginger one coming up. Now, to me, it's clear that back then, Billy didn't like Ginger Oldham. Very obvious, yeah? He's got strong views about her. He does speak well of her now, though. If you watch Billy now, he speaks highly of Ginger. Now, Ginger did say that the way Elvis was portrayed in his last year was by other people, by the book, Elvis What Happened, was wrong, and that Elvis had been losing weight, had been getting better, was getting ready to go away and do his tour, and was upbeat and positive and looking forward to the future, wanted children, wanted to get married. So Ginger has a very positive view of Elvis. Who knows, guys? You guys have got different views. Right, let's watch another Ginger one, yeah? I did notice there was two next to each other. Let's have a look. Right, I haven't watched this one, guys, so let's just see what it is. It says Ginger, Elvis Presley and Ginger Oldham was happy until, right, this, right, I think this is showing her talking about how he was in his last year, okay? What I just said to you guys. Quite interesting. I'm playing them twice so that you can absorb them, yeah?
He had asked me to move into Graceland, but I never did, and he said I respect for that. I just didn't at the time. It wasn't my way. I was up there pretty much every day, and I just think the portrayal, the image of him, you know, has been really unfair. And you know, Elvis was not someone sitting up and gorging on. He could be compulsive sometimes when eating certain foods, but this image, I never once saw him eat a fried peanut butter, the famous fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I never saw that.
So I guess your biggest concern has been that he's been defined by those final months of his life, and you're saying that what people perceived was his life really was not the reality.
He was never bored. He didn't act down. We laughed. We watched television. Played the organ in his room. Sometimes we went out, we rode three-wheels. He had these great fun three-wheelers. He still does them? Yeah, of course. I missed that we didn't get to see where he was going to go and hear more of his music. He had a lot left to do. He had asked me to move into Graceland, and he said, I respect you for that. I just didn't at the time. It wasn't my way. I was up there pretty much every day. And I just think the portrayal, the image of him, you know, has been really unfair. And, you know, Elvis was not someone sitting up and gorging on. He could be compulsive sometimes when eating certain foods. But this image, I never once saw him eat a fried peanut butter, the famous fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I never once saw that.
So I guess your biggest concern has been that he's been defined by those final months of his life. And you're saying that what people perceived was his life really was not the reality.
He was never bored. He didn't act down. We laughed. We watched television.
Cup of tea,
Played
guys.
the organ in his room. Sometimes we went out. We rode three-wheels. He had these great fun three-wheelers. You still miss them? Yeah, of course. I miss that we didn't get to see where he was going to go and hear more of his music. He had a lot left to do.
I like that one. Let's pause that. I like that one. That's one of my favourite shorts I've made because, well, firstly, she's saying that he wasn't as bad as we all thought in 1977. That's good. That he was looking forward to the future, the concerts, the concert tour. But I just think, you know, too many of the public for the last 40 odd years, nearly 50 years, just had this image in their minds of this fat man binging on cheeseburgers, depressed, hating life, almost suicidal, unable to do anything. But she's saying that that isn't true. That isn't fair to him, that the way he was portrayed in his last year is wrong, and that this is nearer the truth. So I really like this. This is part of the reason I feel endeared to Ginger Oldham, because anyone that is speaking positively about Elvis in that last couple of years, it pricks up my interest. And if you look at the holiday they had in Hawaii, Elvis was slimmer than people think. His arms are slim, his legs are slim. Yes, his tummy's a bit distended because of his colon problems. Elvis had very, very serious colon problems, mega colon, twisted colon. He had inflammation throughout his body. He even had lung problems. You know, his chronic illnesses were very, very serious. The medication he was taking, a lot of, had many side effects, also including causing inflammation. So many people think that all the stuff that Elvis took was drugs, like street drugs. Elvis wasn't into street drugs. Yes, he did the uppers and downers and sleeping tablets. Elvis had the worst insomnia you can imagine. He did need tablets to boost his energy, to get him to go out onto his shows, his tours, and he took sedatives to relax him because he was so up. So I'm not saying that he didn't abuse the medication. Yeah, I'm not trying to paint Elvis out to be this angel. Yeah, same like with the women. Elvis was no angel, but I just like it when we see another side than the horrible portrayal of Elvis. Sometimes I'm really embarrassed just how badly Elvis is portrayed by the public, by the TV news companies. I just think they go too far. Right. Now, this is an interesting one. Was Elvis a good husband? Let's see what she says, guys. Priscilla Presley.
You married and almost a year later you have a baby, right?
Yes, my daughter.
First, what kind of husband was Elvis?
He was wonderfully loving, caring. He was a product of the business, and that was his only way of life. He loved it. He, he traveled all over before he was even really discovered by Colonel Parker, and had venues that he would appear at.
So that made it difficult as a husband in what way? A lot of women around him, obviously.
All the time.
How'd you handle that?
Very difficult.
Get ticked?
Yes. I mean, to be put in that position of admiration, I think it'd be very difficult for any woman. It really was all about Elvis, in every way, in every move, in every situation.
I'll let it play again, guys.
You married and almost a year later you have a baby, right?
Yes, my daughter.
First, what kind of husband was Elvis?
He was wonderfully loving, caring. He was a product of the business, and that was his only way of life. He loved it. He, you know, he traveled all over before he was even really discovered by Colonel Parker, and had venues that he would appear at.
So that made it difficult for as a husband in what way? A lot of women around him, obviously.
All the time.
How'd you handle that?
Very difficult.
Get ticked?
Yes. I mean, to be put in that position of admiration. All right,
guys, like the glasses?
I think it'd be very difficult for any woman. It really was all about Elvis in every way, in every move, in every, you know, in every situation.
Okay, well, you guys are going to have strong views about that. You know, I do find that when you really start listening to Priscilla, she very quickly starts saying that it was difficult being married to Elvis. It was difficult being in Elvis's world at Graceland. I'm not falling for it, guys. Just so you know, we are, when we come off this live stream, we are going to be going through a very detailed news clip, quite an old news clip, I think from the 80s. Let's just have a look. This news clip, guys, we're going to go through that in detail. We're going to compare it to Piers Morgan and the things that she said on the Piers Morgan show, because this news clip is pretty shocking, pretty damning. The things that Priscilla says about Elvis are disgusting. The way that this news clip portrays Elvis in the late 70s, early 80s is disgusting. We are going to go through every sentence and we're going to review it and be critical of it. And it's going to take a good hour and a half. This is going to be a long live stream, and we're going to do this after this live stream. So when we end this one, I'm going to come back and do this one. I'm waiting for my wife to go out with the kids before we do it, but this is going to take a while, guys. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So let's carry on with the shorts. Now, in case you just joined us, we're playing all the shorts. These are shorts that I made over the last 2.5 years. I've started uploading them to my YouTube channel on the video section. So I thought we'd go through them now. I love them. They're my little babies. My shorts are like my little children because I created them. Yeah. So each one took about 4 to 5 hours to make. Right, let's have a look. Right, next one, the army years.
I was relieved the reporters didn't ask me about my mother. Elvis, did the other soldiers give you a rough time because you were famous?
No, sir, I was very surprised. I've never met a group of boys in my life. They probably would have. If it'd been like everybody thought. I mean, everybody thought I wouldn't have to work and I would be given special treatment and this and that. But when they looked around and saw I was on KP and I was pulling guard and everything just like they were.
Elvis, what do you think about going to Germany?
Well, sir, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, just before I came in the Army, we were planning a tour of Europe. And I got quite a bit of mail from over there and everything, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, really.
I'm going to let it play twice, guys. Because it's only a minute long, I like to play them twice.
Elvis, did the other soldiers give you a rough time because you were famous?
No, sir, I was very surprised. I've never met a group of boys in my life. They probably would have. If it'd been like everybody thought. I mean, everybody thought I wouldn't have to work and I would be given special treatment and this and that. But when they looked around and saw I was on KP and I was pulling guard and everything just like they were.
Elvis, what do you think about going to Germany?
Well, sir, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, just before I came in the Army, we were planning a tour of Europe. And I got quite a bit of mail from over there and everything. And I'm kind of looking forward to it, really.
I was relieved the reporters didn't ask me.
Girls, it's early in the morning. You're getting a bit excited. Linda, Deborah, Jane, Emily, Teresa, come on. It's like How early? It's like 11 a.m. here. So, you know, you need to just like calm yourselves, girls. You know, you're not teenagers anymore. Right. Yeah, he does look good in uniform. He looks bloody cool in uniform, doesn't he? Right, next. Now, I've done loads of videos on the army years. You know, the live streams are quite serious, aren't they? The live streams are pretty full on, but a lot of these shorts that I made, are very sort of light-hearted. Right, next one. We've got Priscilla Presley and Elvis Presley divorce. Right, let's just play it, see what happens. I don't remember this one. Right, the title is Priscilla Presley and Elvis Presley divorce and still in love. Still in love. This will be interesting.
I don't think there was ever a question, was there still love between Elvis and Priscilla?
One of the impressive photographs that were taken when they left the courthouse had two people getting a divorce, and they leave hand in hand. Speaks well for what they felt towards one another.
I think it was easier. I think the pressure was off.
He would come over and visit the house and come at all early hours of the night and spend a lot of time with us.
Just coming over unannounced and waking me up and coming in and wanting to shoot my mom's dog because he was barking at him, and them talking, you know, in the middle of the night, all night long.
He used to do that quite often. Go to the house and call her up and say, I'm coming over. He just couldn't let go.
This is actually after we had separated, and I brought Lisa to Vegas. And I was sitting in the audience at one of the booths, and he looked over, and he very rarely, you know, dedicated songs at all. But he looked over, and now this is for you.
I don't think there was ever a question, was there still love between Elvis and Priscilla?
One of the impressive photographs that were taken when they left the courthouse had two people getting a divorce, and they leave hand in hand. Speaks well for what they felt towards one another.
I think it was easier. I think the pressure was off.
He would come over and visit the house and come at all ungodly hours of the night and spend a lot of time with us.
Just coming over unannounced and waking me up and coming in and wanting to shoot my mom's dog because he was barking at him, and them talking, you know, in the middle of the night, all night long.
He used to do that quite often. Go to the house and call her up and say, I'm coming over. He just couldn't let go.
This is actually after we had separated, and I brought Lisa to Vegas, and I was sitting in the audience at one of the booths, and he looked over, and he very rarely dedicated songs at all. But he looked over, and he mouthed, this is for you.
I don't think there was ever a question, was there still love between Elvis and Priscilla?
Right, I think we played that twice. So obviously you'll have strong views about many of the points in that, but still interesting. Now, if you look, guys, the way I put the videos together, I would get video footage at the bottom half, video footage at the top half. I would make the bottom spin, sometimes make the top spin. I would move the pictures up and down. I would add in editorial here. And then this section, I would have the words they're saying in writing. So it was full on, guys. This was like, took me ages, yeah. But I loved it. I was addicted to making these shorts. Let's go to the next one. You know, a lot of passion went into these shorts. A lot of love went into these shorts. Right, the next one. Priscilla Presley. Was Elvis difficult? Was Elvis difficult? This will be interesting. Whilst I'm playing this, I'm going to try and get some Elvis on the TV. So I'm going to play it twice, guys.
I don't think there was ever a question, was there still love between Elvis and
hang
Priscilla?
on.
One of the impressive...
Oh, no, sorry, I've done that wrong. We've already played that. Let's go to the next one. Right, so the title is... Priscilla Presley with Lisa Marie surprised. So I think this is quite a sad one. Let's just play it. I think it's to do with Elvis dying, I think.
If they ever thought that this place would become such a sacred place for Elvis fans.
No, never. I mean, when we opened it in '82, we had no idea that we have maybe some visitors, but not to this extent. I mean, I was told that Elvis
past and that, it'll be forgotten in the next couple of years and life goes on.
I'm always really happy when I'm here. It always reminds me of when I was the happiest, I think, in my life. So, and it always just brings me right there when I come back.
And Priscilla, in an interview, I believe you said when you were talking about Graceland coming here that you feel like Elvis is going to come down the stairs any minute. So do you feel his presence here throughout still?
Absolutely. I've always said that. You feel that this was so much a part of him, this home. He loved this home. He always came back here no matter what. His presence is just all around, going into each room. Sitting here, sitting and talking or playing the piano.
If they ever thought that this
Interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Right, let's go to the next one. Right, so Priscilla Presley tells Elvis Presley left her behind. Okay, let's see what this one says. Right, Tina, talk quiet.
She was at the train at the airport when I left. There were some pictures made of her.
On the way to the airport, we were very quiet, and he would tell me not to worry, and he would stay in touch with me. A lot of obligations that he had to tend to, and that it may be a while, that he would hear from me, but he would get back to me, and he gave me his jacket, and he told me to keep it in a safe place for him, to wear it, and think of him. I remember the bombardment of photographers following me to the airport, and he told me that when we got out of the car, he would stand up at the top of the stair of the plane, and he'd look for me, and he wanted me to wave, and he said he wanted me to be happy, and he said the last thing he wanted to do is see any sad faces of me, in the press. So that was really hard because I really didn't know if I would really ever see him again. I mean, here he was going off back to making movies, and I was the girl he left behind. A lot of doubt goes in your mind at that time.
Let's let it play one more time.
She was at the train at the airport when I left. And, there were some pictures made of her.
On the way to the airport, we were very quiet, and he would tell me not to worry, and he would stay in touch with me. A lot of obligations that he had to tend to, and that it may be a while, that he would hear from me, but he would get back to me, and he gave me his jacket, and he told me to keep it in a safe place for him, to wear it, and think of him. I remember the bombardment of photographers following me to the airport, and he told me that when we got out of the car, he would stand up at the top of the stair of the plane, and he'd look for me, and he wanted me to wave, and he said he wanted me to be happy, and he said the last thing he wanted to do is see any sad faces of me, in the press. So that was really hard because I really didn't know if I would really ever see him again. I mean, here he was going off back to making movies, and I was the girl he left behind. A lot of doubt goes in your mind at that time.
So, guys, let's just pause that. Now, she definitely gives the impression that they had become a couple, that they had become boyfriend and girlfriend when she was 14 in 1959. It's so untrue, guys. So untrue. It was a brief friendship for between 2 and 6 months. Elvis had girlfriends. He was seeing 3 different women, we found out already, maybe more. He was still with Anita Wood. It was just a brief friendship. Then he went back to America, carried on filming GI Blues, making albums with RCA, doing the Frank Sinatra special. Elvis went back to his life, still went back to seeing Anita Wood for a bit longer. And Elvis had other girlfriends. She gives the impression that she was his girlfriend after they met. It's so true. She was introduced to him. She was introduced to him. They had, yes, they met many times. They become close friends, but no sex, guys, no sex. He was seeing other women, even the secretary in the house in Germany. So, and many of the people around the world think that Priscilla, no, stay in there, you're too noisy. Many people around the world think that Priscilla was with Elvis from 14 till she was about 27 or something. It's just ridiculous. Many people think they were together for 14 years, that she moved to Graceland when she was 14, that she had a baby when she was 14. It's just all bullshit. Why are the public so gullible? Why is it so easy to brainwash the public? And I say it respectfully, guys, respectfully. Why did the public fall for all the bullshit in this book? Why? It doesn't make sense why everyone has fallen for this Elvis and Priscilla perfect romance that only went wrong because Elvis was unfaithful and took drugs. It's just ridiculous, guys. Priscilla was the unfaithful one. Priscilla broke up the marriage. Priscilla ran off with Lisa Marie. Priscilla ran off with had an affair with the dance instructor weeks after Lisa Marie was born. And then quite soon after that, Mike Stone, the karate champion, she runs off with him, breaking up Mike Stone's family. His wife, Frances Stone, was pregnant and had a small girl around 4 years old. So Priscilla dragged Lisa Marie away from Elvis, broke up her own family so that she could have sex with Mike Stone. So this sort of fake storyline of this perfect marriage that only went wrong because of Elvis is bullshit, guys. It's bullshit. So I know you've heard it all before, but I just have to repeat it. Right, let's have a look. Let's go to the next one. I'm actually finding it very interesting to see what's going to come up next. Right, Priscilla Presley, do you feel Elvis's presence at Graceland? I think. Let's play it, guys. I'm going to play it twice.
Rosemary Altia to Twitter asked, do you still feel his presence?
I do, especially when I go to Graceland. Absolutely, I do. His spirit is there. When I walk in those doors, I can hear his laughter. I can feel his spirit walking down the stairs. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. It's
his presence.
Yes, I do.
Rosemary Altia to Twitter asked, do you still feel his presence?
I do, especially when I go to Graceland. Absolutely, I do. His spirit is there. When I walk in those doors, I can hear his laughter. I can feel his spirit walking down the stairs. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. It's
his presence.
Yes, I do.
Okay, guys.
Rosemary Altia to Twitter asked, do you still feel his presence?
I do, especially when I go to Graceland. Absolutely, I do. His
Okay.
spirit is there.
I know you guys love seeing her beautiful face. I know how much you enjoy it. So, now remember, oh yes, I still feel his presence, especially at Graceland. She didn't like living in Graceland. We know that. Defending Elvis fans know that she didn't like Graceland. She wanted the Hollywood life, the LA, California life. She's the reason Elvis bought different homes, because she didn't want to be at Graceland. She also, remember, she is treated, even by Larry King, she is treated like his widow. She is treated like she was still with him when he died. Now, in case you're new to this channel, guys, in case you're a Priscilla fan, no offense to Priscilla fans, because we want to convert you and educate you to understand the truth, what truly went on between Priscilla and Elvis, not this sort of fairy tale romance that really didn't happen. She talks about Elvis as if they were still married when he died. This is not true. Anyone that doesn't know this, Priscilla was not married to Elvis when he died. Please understand this. There was no beautiful romance. Around 1972, it was all over. In 1971, she was having a secret affair with Mike Stone, who was married. Let me just let the dog out. So people must understand. Right. So I'm saying this for anyone new to this channel, anyone watching this maybe on a different day. She divorced Elvis. She demanded a divorce, I reckon, at the tail end of 1971. She had also had an affair with the dance instructor, Steve Peck, which she's admitted in the book. On page 262, she calls him Mark. She clearly admits it. She would be at home with Elvis thinking about Steve Peck. It's very graphic. He made her feel like she had never felt before. Yeah. Now, remember, she's been unfaithful twice. In 1971, she's run off down the road with Mike Stone, taking Lisa Marie with her. They're over. Done and dusted, game over. It was all officially over in 1973. Then she goes back and does a horrific, brutal, cruel, greedy divorce settlement. The second divorce settlement that she promised she would never go back for a second divorce settlement, but she does it anyway. Now remember, in this interview, she is pouring out her heart like she was still with Elvis when he died, like they were still deeply in love when he died, like as if she was his widow. She was not his widow. She gave up the name Presley for a while until she took it back after Vernon died. So guys, we know, don't we? Yeah? Defending Elvis members, subscribers, Elvis fans, we know the truth, yeah? But many people don't. If you speak to the general public, if you speak to a complete stranger about Elvis and say, oh, what happened with Elvis? They will say, oh, he was constantly unfaithful to Priscilla and that's why they split up, and he was binging on burgers and snorting drugs. They will also think that Elvis was still married to Priscilla and that she was a victim. They know nothing about her unfaithfulness. Many of them don't realize that they had been divorced for years before he died. Years before he died. Okay. Yes. Yes, you can. You gonna come and say hello? Yeah. Right, let's play it. You're gonna quickly say hello before I play the next video? Yeah. Yasmin is going to see her friend Macy. She's with her cousin. And I'm going to pick up Jade and we're going to make cookies. So she's making cookies at her friend's house. Her friend's mum is her mum's best friend. Your hair looks very sweet. Do you want to sing an Elvis song? No? Do you want to sing us anything? No. Sweets are bad for you. No, they're not. Yeah, look, Yasmin, look, I'll give you this. This is for you. No. Love you. Love you. Love you more. No, I love you more. Miss you already. Okay, right, let's have a look. What are we doing? Right, we're going to the next video. Yeah, she's so cute. Right, next. Okay, now this is an interesting one. Elvis Presley and Vernon had blazing arguments. Elvis Presley and Vernon had blazing rows. I've heard about this. I don't remember this very well. So let's just play it and see what happens.
We had rented the mayor's house of Fort Hood and at some exorbitant price. That's when Red came back, and Vernon was fooling around with 2 or 3 different women then, remember? And Elvis had come back from the post. You or I, either one, would cover for it. Look, he said, he got mad at me one day. He called me in the living room and he said, you are lying to me. I said, about what? He said, Daddy. And I said, what about him? He said, see, you're lying right now. And I said, I'm not lying to you. He said, yeah, you are. He said, he's fooling around with some women. And I said, yeah, and he got really upset about it. And I said, Elvis, I said, come on. I mean, the guy's, he said, well, I didn't expect him to start fooling around with somebody this quick. And when Elvis and his daddy fought, it was really bad. And glad to see him getting a fight, it was different. But Bo and Vernon and Elvis getting a fight, it was one of those bad, because Vernon had a very sharp tongue. And he had his own ego too. Yes, sirree. And when they got an argument, I mean, boy, you cleared the place cleared real fast. Because,
let it play one more time, guys.
Dangerous. We had rented the mayor's house of Fort Hood and at some exorbitant price. That's when Red came back, and Vernon was fooling around with 2 or 3 different women then, remember? And Elvis had come back from the post. You or I, either one, would cover for it. Look, he said, he got mad at me one day. He called me in the living room and he said, you are lying to me. I said, about what? He said, Daddy. And I said, what about him? He said, see, you're lying right now. And I said, I'm not lying to you. He said, yeah, you are. He said, he's fooling around with some women. And I said, yeah, and he got really upset about it. And I said, Elvis, I said, come on. I mean, the guy's, he said, well, I didn't expect him to start fooling around with somebody this quick. And when Elvis and his daddy fought, it was really bad. And glad to see him getting a fight, it was different. But Bo and Vernon and Elvis getting a fight, it was one of those bad, because Vernon had a very sharp tongue. And he had his own ego too. Yes, sirree. And when they got an argument, I mean, boy, you cleared the place cleared real fast, because, it was dangerous.
Now, obviously, we have got strong opinions about Lamar Fike, definitely. He has said many things that I find disgusting. Now, I've heard about the friendship and father-son relationship between Elvis and Vernon. It got heated by the sounds of things. Vernon was a man's man, yeah, but Elvis would stand up for himself because Elvis was a man's man. And Elvis definitely was not happy with how quickly he met Dee Stanley, who we all know. Dee Stanley is cuckoo. And one day we're going to review the Geraldo Dee Stanley ridiculous interview where she accuses Elvis of being too close to Gladys, which is just a joke. But I do think there was a real special closeness between Vernon and Elvis. And don't forget, Vernon had a tough life, yeah. So I just think it's a complicated relationship between Elvis and Vernon. So they definitely, as far as I'm concerned, they definitely argued a lot. Now Vernon looked after the money, didn't he? He knew how to count the pennies and be careful with the money. Many people blame Vernon for Elvis falling out with the 3 Memphis Mafia members, Red West, Sonny West, and Dave Hebler. Yes! Yes, you can. So, yeah. So, actually, I want to go over that Billy Stanley interview, the recent one. I do want to review that. I keep postponing that. We are going to review that. Right, let's play another one. Are you enjoying these guys? Are you enjoying our little shorts that I made 2 years ago? Shall I keep going? Right.
You mentioned you were there at so many of those performances we've just been watching. What was that like for you as his wife, watching the women going completely and utterly crazy for your husband?
I always look down off for the pretty ones because they would always put the pretty girls, really pretty girls, all in the two front rows. But yes, but yeah, that was part of the deal, you know. And Elvis used to always say he wanted the pretty girls there to have someone to react to because they were the ones that would go crazy.
But everyone wanted to kiss him, touch him.
They all did. Even
I'm
the
a very
older women.
jealous woman. I would find that. Did you find that hard?
Yeah, it was difficult, but of course that's part of the show, and the fans loved it. And Elvis loved to tease very much so. You know, he would see somebody pretty, and he'd pretend to go up there and kiss somebody else. You know, he had a great sense of humor. He loved playing with the audience, and he was brilliant.
You mentioned you were there at so many of those performances we've just been watching. What was that like for you as his wife, watching the women going completely and utterly crazy for your husband?
I always look down off for the pretty ones because they would always put the pretty girls, really pretty girls, all in the two front rows. But yes, but yeah, that was part of the deal, you know. And Elvis used to always say he wanted the pretty girls there to have someone to react to because they were the ones that would go crazy.
But everyone wanted to kiss him,
touch
him.
They all did. Even
I'm a very jealous woman. I would find that. Did you find that hard?
Yeah, it was difficult, but of course that's part of the show, and the fans loved it. And Elvis loved to tease very much so. You know, he would see somebody pretty, and he'd pretend to go up there and kiss somebody else. You know, he had a great sense of humor. He loved playing with the audience, and he was brilliant at it.
Okay, right. Next one. Well, it's all a bit of an eye opener, but when these videos, these shorts, when we look at them from the point of view of the book From Here to the Great Unknown, you see what she's saying differently. I think you see this fake front that has been created for the public, for the interviewers, yeah, for the Elvis fans, but the reality is different. Let's just play the next one. Okay. All right, so this one's quite sad, guys. It's the day Elvis died. You've got Lisa Marie in it. It's very touching. I'm just going to go with what is coming up on my phone, okay, guys? So hold your breath because you might get a bit tearful. Right.
There were so many people mourning in front of me, fainting. Body was in the house for 3 days, and there was something very oddly comforting about that, which made it not necessarily real for me, as I stayed in there with it almost the whole time. We can stop.
Very devastated.
I can't say it. I'm missing. And when he died, part of me died.
All the cards and letters that you have sent since the passing away of my son, Elvis, have been a great help to me and the family during this time of grief.
Too sad, guys. Let it play one more time.
So many people mourning in front of me, fainting. His body was in the house for 3 days, and there was something very oddly comforting about that, which made it not necessarily real for me, as I stayed in there with it almost the whole time. We can stop.
Tough, guys. Tough.
Very devastated.
I can't say it. I'm missing. And when he died, a part of me died.
All the cards and letters that you have sent since the passing away of my son, Elvis, have been a great help to me and the family during this time of grief.
There were so many people.
Hi, Gio. So, I mean, it's tough, isn't it, guys? I've done quite a lot of videos about the death of Elvis, the day he died, the day it was announced, the funeral procession. I've done quite a few. So, right, let's go to the next one. So we now have. Now this is Larry King interviewing Priscilla, asking her about the medication, the pills. I haven't watched it for a while. It looks to me like it could be the late 90s, early noughties. Yeah, let's just play it.
There were so many people mourning in front of me, fainting.
Oh, actually, no. Right, so I pressed the wrong one. Sorry. Let's do it again. Here we go.
You know, they were still trying to live a single life. And I was just trying to, you know, have a family life. He wanted the best of both worlds.
Can't have that.
Not when you're married.
True that he didn't sleep till very late.
Mm-hmm. Had a very hard time sleeping.
What brooded him? What got him to drugs and depression? I mean, he had all that, right? I mean, he had to fall into that.
He actually.
We wonder when you see someone that's successful.
Yeah, that was an addiction that started in the army.
In the army.
In the army. Yes.
In Germany.
In Germany.
So you knew of it then?
I did, but it wasn't anything later in life. I mean, he convinced himself he had to have Dexedrine to stay awake. So.
And did he take something to go to sleep?
And he took something to go to sleep. That was part of his life.
Was he a drinker?
No.
Wasn't into alcohol?
No.
Let's play one more time.
They were still trying to live a single life. And I was just trying to, you know, have a family life. He wanted the best of both worlds.
Can't have that.
Not when you're married.
True that he didn't sleep till very late.
Mm-hmm. Had a very hard time sleeping.
What brooded him? What got him to drugs and depression? I mean, he had all that, right? I mean, he had to fall into that.
He actually.
We wonder when you see someone that's successful.
Yeah, that was an addiction that started in the army.
In the army.
In the army. Yes.
In Germany.
In Germany.
So you knew of it then?
I did, but it wasn't anything later in life. I mean, he convinced himself he had to have Dexedrine to stay awake. So.
And did he take something to go to sleep?
And he took something to go to sleep. That was part of his life.
Was he a drinker?
No.
Wasn't into alcohol?
No.
So,
they were still trying to.
A few points there. She starts off by saying they were still trying to live the single life, you know, Elvis and the Memphis Mafia. I definitely do think that between 1960 and 1966, before Elvis got engaged, he lived like a single man, 100%, I think that. Now, this probably was difficult for Priscilla when she moved over to Gracelands around 1963, but Elvis classed himself as a single man. Priscilla sort of knew that. When Priscilla moved to Graceland, she knew that Elvis was still living his single life, making movies, and he even had other girlfriends, let's face it. But in 1966, when he committed to the marriage, got engaged, he went faithful. He tried to do the right thing. He was good through the pregnancy. She got pregnant May the 1st, 1967. So for 9 months, up until around March 1968, he tried his best to be faithful and to be ready and a good father when Lisa Marie was born. So when he caught Priscilla being unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, he couldn't believe it. He could not believe it. This marriage that had been shown around the world, this birth that had been shown around the world in every country, on every tabloid, on every TV news clip. So Elvis, when he caught Priscilla being unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, the guy who owned the dance studio, he was blown away, guys. He was blown away. He didn't know what to do. There was this possibility of the public finding out about this affair. A new baby, poor Lisa Marie. So Elvis tried to sort of cover things up, I would say, and try and put on a fake marriage for a couple of years. Now, Elvis didn't want to sleep with Priscilla after catching her being unfaithful a few months after Lisa Marie was born. So everyone says that Elvis didn't like to sleep with a woman that had had a child. It's bullshit, guys. It's bullshit, because he went on to have affairs, relationships, call it what you want, with women that had children. Susan Henning, yeah, had a child. He met her on the Love a Little, Live a Little film set. I think she was there at the 68 comeback. Now, what I'm trying to say is, people think that Elvis wouldn't sleep with a woman that had a child. It's not true. He just didn't want to touch her because she'd been unfaithful. Why would he? Why would Elvis want to sleep with a woman that had been unfaithful to him just after they'd had a baby? Elvis was in shock, didn't know what to do, didn't know which way to turn. So his initial reaction was to put on a public face and pretend that it didn't happen, to act like it never happened, to carry on going to events like with Muhammad Ali, with Tom Jones. We got the award ceremony where he does that very famous speech, Every Dream I Ever Had. So she lives with him, carries on as if nothing happened, even a second honeymoon, yeah, at the Circle G Ranch. But the truth is, the marriage was over in 1968. Elvis acted like a single man after he'd caught her being unfaithful. Really, the marriage was over, guys. And then eventually it just all happens again with Mike Stone, the karate instructor, the karate champion. Yeah. And then we all know, we've heard it 100 times, she goes running down the road with Lisa Marie and moves in with Mike Stone. Yeah. So she tries to blame Elvis for the unfaithfulness, but she, within the marriage, only 10 months after the marriage, was seriously unfaithful. Seriously unfaithful. Twice. There may be even more instances from Priscilla of unfaithfulness. So she sits there with Larry King as if he was the unfaithful one. He was the druggie. Now remember, she talks about he starts taking his tablets at the army years. Well, I don't know if that's completely true, because I've read that he was taking the uppers and the sleeping tablets because Elvis had serious bad insomnia, unusually bad insomnia. I heard that they were taking these tablets when they were going on these very long drives to different gigs with Red West, yeah, and a few of the other guys. They would have these all-night drives to get to different towns to perform, you know, in the mid-50s, yeah. And that they needed the uppers to keep them awake so they could drive. Don't forget, in the 1950s and 60s, taking uppers, taking sleeping tablets was completely normal, completely normal. So they try and portray him as this druggie. I don't think Elvis was a druggie in the 50s and 60s. I do think it became a problem as he got chronically sick and had all these different medical problems with his lungs, his liver, his colon, and many other things, glaucoma and other things. A mixture of the uppers, the downers, the sedatives, and the medication. We had a problem. We have a problem with prescribed medication. So he may have even started taking these uppers before the army. So interesting, guys. Right, let's go to the next one. Right, this one says Priscilla Presley talks about spending time, I think, with Elvis. Let's just see what it says. I haven't watched this one for a while.
When people come to Memphis because they come to see Graceland, is there another spot? I know you guys spent so much time here, but is there a spot around the city that people have to check out too, or that you love?
Oh my gosh, we go to Malcolm Theater all the time. The Orpheus we also went to at times, you know, and oh my gosh, Malcolm Theater.
Right, are you going out?
Crystal's hamburgers. I don't know, is Crystal still there? I don't know if it is or not. But
Crystal's was your spot?
Yeah, it wasn't our spot. That's what we order.
Okay.
This one, because it was very small hamburgers.
Right.
And when we were sitting in the movie theater, when he would rent Memphian, the hamburgers were so small. Because he didn't like big things to eat, so...
That's your favorite. Is there a favorite memory that you have? Is there something coming back here? I'm sure you're flooded with them, but is there a favorite story you like to tell about him?
It takes too long.
No, yeah. You've got too many. I'm sure. What do you tell your grandkids about it?
They know who their grandfather is.
Okay. Message me when you need it.
When people come to Memphis because they come to see Graceland, is there another spot? I know you guys spent so much time here, but is there a spot around the city that people have to check out too, or that you love?
Oh my gosh, we go to Malcolm Theater all the time. The Orpheus we also went to at times, you know, and oh my gosh, Malcolm Theater, Memphian, Crystal's hamburgers. I don't know, is Crystal still there? I don't know if it is or not. But
Crystal's was your spot?
Yeah, it wasn't our spot. That's what we ordered.
Okay.
Because it was very small hamburgers.
Right.
And when we were sitting in the movie theater, when he would rent Memphian, the hamburgers were so small. Because he didn't like big things to eat, so comes to mind.
That's your favorite. Is there a favorite memory that you have? Is there something coming back here? I'm sure you're flooded with them, but is there a favorite story you like to tell about him?
It takes too long.
No, yeah. You've got too many. I'm sure. What do you tell your grandkids about it?
They know who their grandfather is.
Okay, guys.
When people come.
Right, let's find another one. I'm not going to really comment on that one. I was talking to my son, so I missed it a bit. But my son's off out in town. He's meeting his girlfriend. He wants me to send him some money for the bus and McDonald's. So, which I will do. Right. So, I'm just going to quickly send my son some money. Now, in case you've only just joined us, guys, we're playing lots of shorts that I created a couple of years ago, and we're letting the phone do the talking. So as the shorts come up, I'm playing them. Now I'm going to start posting these shorts to our YouTube channel because they're a few years old. I feel like they've been sort of almost ignored because they're quite a few years old. So I'm going to start reposting them with a different title. The title will be from the point of view of defending Elvis Presley, rather than, I think some of the titles, this is before we became defending Elvis Presley, sort of the titles, how can I say it? I didn't realize just how much wrongdoing Priscilla had done. So some of the videos may even come across as supporting Priscilla, because I just didn't know all the facts. I had fallen for many of the lies in this book. It was you guys, you know, the subscribers, the members, that explained to me through thousands and thousands of comments that there had been some serious wrongdoing. So, right, okay, right, I sent him his money. Right. Okay. Right. Let's carry on. I'm gonna carry on a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna walk the dogs, go for a run, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do this. Read out this article with the help of the Piers Morgan interview. So that one is going to take just as long as this one. We're getting on to 2 hours here. The one I do later is going to be a long one because this article, have any of you, can I just ask you, have any of you read this article? Because I tell you what, you're going to be blown away. When I read this out with you, I'm going to review it and read it and we're going to criticize it. It's quite upsetting, quite a lot of the things in that article. So, right, this is just a short one. Let's put it back on there. Now, if you find it, I found it on a Facebook page. I'm not sure which one it was, to be honest with you, but when I read it, it's quite a big read. It took me quite a while to read it. I was like, oh my God, well, firstly, I thought, oh my God, I have to review this. I have to read this out to you guys. That was the first thing I thought.
Elvis would take me into his bedroom, and then we would kiss long, deep, passionate kisses, and his caresses would leave me weak with desire. Yeah, it's true. Yet he never tried to go further than kissing you. No. No, he didn't. There was an agreement, I guess, he made with himself that the woman that he decided to take for his wife, he was going to keep her that way until he married her. Keep her a virgin no matter what. Right. Elvis would take me into his bedroom, and then we would kiss long, deep, passionate kisses, and his caresses would leave me weak with desire. Yeah, it's true. Yet he never tried to go further than kissing her. No. No, he didn't. There was an agreement, I guess, he made with himself that the woman that he decided to take for his wife, he was going to keep her that way until he married her. Keep her a virgin no matter what. Right.
Well, that, again, that...
Take me into his bedroom, and
let me pause it. I just think the whole point of that small, very tiny section of that Barbara Walters interview is basically to make Elvis come across some kind of paedophile. It's a way of making him look bad to the world. Now, guys, I have very strong feelings about that Barbara Walters interview. I think it was 1985, yeah? And I'm just checking that it's the right one. I just think there came a point with Priscilla where she just said, right, I'm going to rewrite history, reinvent history. I'm going to give the world a different portrayal, yeah, of Elvis that makes her look like the victim and Elvis like the bad guy. And I just think from then on, from around 1985 onwards, maybe even 82 onwards, it was all about ruining Elvis's image, reputation, and harming his legacy to get to play the victim. Poor me, to brainwash society, yeah, to think, oh my God, poor Priscilla, she was in a prison, she went through hell, she was groomed, she was abused, she was taken advantage of, yeah, controlled, or even raped. I just think there's a massive turning point where she goes all out to portray Elvis, brainwash the public. This book is a book of lies, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Everything we do on this show is for entertainment purposes. And I just think she's done some serious damage to Elvis's image and reputation with this book. And it's coming to light now through books like this, even though this book is from 1997. It's coming to light now. The public are starting to understand now. The public are starting to realize that there's more to the story, that there's a lot of wrongdoing from Priscilla, a lot of serious wrongdoing. Lisa Marie has poured her heart out onto these tapes, and Riley Keough has helped her get this book out there, promote this book, get all the wrongdoing in this book. Riley is defending her mother by creating this book and making sure that it's a bestseller. And Riley is working really hard to push this book so it stays a bestseller for as long as possible. So Riley is defending her mother. She is. This book is doing the talking. So anyway, that's it now, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I'm going to do a run, walk the dogs, have some dinner. I'm going to come back. We've got quite a serious show going through that news article that I showed you a few times. It's going to be quite a long live. So about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We'll come back. And so if anyone waking up in America, good morning to you. Get yourselves a tea. I hope you enjoyed this live. If you've enjoyed what I do, hit the buy me a coffee button. Send us a super thank you. If you want to become a member, please hit the members button. The more members, then we can start doing members live streams. Please subscribe. Please like. Thank you for joining me this morning. We've had an hour and 45-minute live stream. It's been fun, guys. It's been great, us together. I've got my new black hair going on, and I've had a great time. How many of you feel like we've just spent nearly 2 hours talking? How many of you feel that way? So, yeah, it just goes so quick. It's like, bang, 2 hours gone. Whew! Crazy, crazy, unbelievable. Thank you so much. I send all of you love. You all mean a lot to me. Team Elvis, taking care of business. And I'm definitely coming back for a really good live in a couple of hours. So thanks to everyone for joining me in my kitchen in Southwest UK. You're always welcome to have a cup of tea with me or a coffee in the kitchen. Thanks, guys. I'll give you a wave. I'll speak to you all later.